Just some remarks that I had prepared to offer to everybody. So I just ask for your indulgence for a few minutes. Thank you all for coming out here tonight, and to those watching over the internet or TV at home. It's been quite a journey over the last 8 years together, and I'd like to take a few moments to share some thoughts and some thanks. First and foremost, I want to thank the people who have been there since day one, lived it every day, and who are always cheering me on and helping me get better at this job. My wife Elsa has been amazing and been an important partner in this journey, whether it was discussing council meetings, issues, campaign strategies, and more. Our children, Calvin, Tosca, Lorenzo, and Mateo, who's attending his first meeting tonight, have been raised in and around Marco Island local politics, had vacations strategically coordinated around council meetings, of which I've never missed one, attending events, walking as we knocked on doors in our campaigns, holding signs, attending these meetings, watching them on TV, or hearing Elsa and I laugh over some of the craziness of it all. Who had an uncontrollable coughing fit tonight? Whose pants fell down while giving public comment? Who fell asleep in the audience? It's been quite a ride. I've spent over 1/3 of my adult life up here behind this dais, taking my oath at 33 years old. Elsa and I have welcomed 2 new children to Marco Island since I've been up here, successfully helping reduce the average age of the island. We've shared many best days of our lives while I've been up here. And this dais and this city have been such an important part of our lives together, and it's something neither of us will ever forget. After I was elected in 2016, I stepped up here for the first time, and it was an amazing moment. It's a view that not many people have had the pleasure of experiencing, and it's nothing like you think it would be. I've mentored and worked with many candidates over the past 8 years, and it's something I've shared with them, and now I'm sharing it with you. I don't think it's something that everyone has fully understood, and I don't think it's something that you're ever really able to fully explain. It's a moment, it's a change of perspective, it's a reset, it's a weight, and it's an honor. There's a handbook out there for city councilors, but I can tell you that there's no chapters on hurricanes like Irma, Ian, or Milton. There's certainly no chapters on lockdowns, mandates, and pandemics. There's no chapter on courage, and that's what this job takes in order to do it right. Courage to vote on principle at all time, but knowing how to successfully advance items and get things done. To propose new and bold direction or to stay the course. Courage to sometimes stand alone, knowing that it was the right move to make. To tell the city, the citizens, the staff, the manager, your fellow councilors what lies ahead, even if it's something they don't want to hear or acknowledge until later. To be the lone voice in the wilderness, because while it may seem that way, there are many others out there extending their ears just for a hint or a whisper of the truth. Even if you never know who they are or where they're hiding, know that they are out there, clinging to the hope that they will hear something, and know that they are not alone. Courage is wisdom in matters requiring endurance. For those who will continue up here and for those who will come aboard in the future, you will need all three. Wisdom, endurance, oh yes, you will need endurance, and courage. And if you don't have it, you will need to find it, and find it quick. We're the safest city in the state of Florida. We've lowered taxes 8 years in a row via ad valorem rate reductions, amounting to approximately 40%. We've cut the local communication services tax by 60%, saving our citizens $500,000 a year every single year. And a utility rate surcharge that's been eliminated, reducing utility bills by 8% every month. We're the top 10 metro area according to Heartland Forward for the last 5 years in a row. We have the best beach, the best island, and every other wonderful designation possible we've received from every single organization that you could possibly think of. Our city services have increased, our quality of services has increased, property values have skyrocketed, property rights have been protected, individual rights have been protected. We never gave in to COVID tyranny, being a safe haven for people from all over the country, all over the state. We have award-winning schools, which we've protected with school resource officers and helped bring millions of dollars back to our schools and city from the school district and the Collier TDC. We have 2 new fire stations, including a Cat 5 rated emergency operations center, with increased salaries for our first responders and police and fire as well as staff. We've successfully fought for improvements to our limited workforce housing options. We have stability in the city manager's office. We have a new assisted living facility coming online soon for our elderly citizens. We have new and improved parks, including seeing through the completion of Veterans Community Park that had been stuck in limbo since 2009. We increased green space and preserved land on the island. We have the modern engineering marvel of the Yellowbird traffic circle that we all can be thankful for.
Larry Honig Memorial.
We've reduced density, yes, you heard that right, and eliminated density transfer. Water quality improvements leading to our nitrogen impairment being basically gone. Bringing millions back from the state in grants for water improvement projects still in motion today, like the aeration pilot project to improve oxygen content in the canals. The council over my 2 terms has prioritized more money towards water quality improvements than any other in Marco Island's history. There's been redevelopment and improved businesses and shopping plazas. We've allocated and spent an extra $1 million per year over previous councils to repair our roadways. We helped secure millions in grants to offset taxpayer costs. We had a burrowing owl incentive program, a first in the state and probably the nation, that got national and international media coverage. Enhanced protections for sea turtles and gopher tortoises, and updated endangered species ordinance. All of this has been done while not raising taxes, but by cutting them too. Marco Island is one of the best and most desirable places to live in the entire country and the world, the envy of millions. But there's still work to be done, and there always will be. How did it all happen? It's simple. Let the invisible hand work the economy by getting government out of the way, and never, not even for 1 second, lose vigilance over the protection of our constitutional and inalienable individual rights to life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness, even when citizens are ready to give them up themselves. Inalienable rights can never be taken or given away by their very definition. Be the leader unafraid to speak the truth and to protect them from their own fears and momentary lapses where they're willing to sacrifice liberty for security, or when they want to use the tyranny of the majority to claw away at the rights of the minority. And remember that the smallest minority in the world is the individual. Don't worry about being thanked for it. It doesn't matter, but posterity will be in your debt. And remember that killing bad bills is more important than passing good ones, as Calvin Coolidge wrote. Thank you, Casey Lucius, Dan Smith, Samantha Malloy, Gil Polanco, Jeff Poteet, Justin Martin, Martin Luna, Jose Duran, Chief Byrne, Mike Murphy, Chief Rosano, Joan Taylor, Jim Cornish, Sandy Shieldhorn, Laura Litzen, and all the staff members, officers, and firefighters, both past and present. Thank you, Mike McNeese, for bringing stability to the city manager's office and for having a backbone, being willing to hear both sides, debate the issues, and the proper response. Thank you to my friend Alan Gabriel. I know you wanted to be here this evening. My thoughts are with you and your family. Thank you to all my appointees on our city committees who've served over the last 8 years. You've done wonderful work for our island as volunteers, taking time out of your lives, some more than others, and some for the full 8 years. Sokol, Virgo, Kelly, O'Donnell, Connolly, Connor, Bonos, Dixon, Hughes, Milner, Hartzler, Fernandez. To my colleagues I served with since 2020 on the Collier TDC, thank you as well. Thank you to Bob Rommel, Byron Donalds, Kathleen Pasadomo, Rick LoCastro, Tom Henning, Bill McDaniel, Georgia Hiller, Erica Donalds, Kelly Lichter, who are always willing to listen and work together to achieve and advance so many good policies for the citizens on Marco Island and throughout Collier County. Thank you to my fellow councilors I've served with, Beatty, Brown, Roman, Reed, Brecknitz, Rios, Young, Bobrowski, Foley, Rolla, Irwin, Blana, Palumbo. And I know he's still watching these meetings, so I wanted to make him sweat a little bit and wonder when his name was going to get mentioned. A special thank you to my good old friend, and that's old, not in terms of age, but of duration, Larry Honig. To those counselors who are steadfast in their support and shared our vision over the years, thank you for helping make Marco Island the best place to live in the world. To those who are in opposition, thank you for being the obstacle that created the way forward, helping me work harder to make my arguments even stronger, and to be able to advance the positions this island desperately needs time and time again, and to be able to show the citizens what our republic is made of. As that were these political battles, I was able to utilize and overcome the contrast to be displayed that made an election and a re-election possible. and to be able to serve as vice chair and chairman 7 years out of 8 years on this dais. And of course, so importantly, thank you to the citizens of Marco Island who voted and supported me, volunteered for me, donated to me in a landslide in 2016 as an up-and-comer with the energy and dedication to our community and its future, and again re-electing me in 2020 with even more votes than the first time. Without your trust and support during my campaigns and over the years, none of this would be possible. Together, we took the Marco Island City Council from being a place to kill a few hours every other Monday to a fully functioning professional entity, and we always got it done. All of these names were there as we helped lead Marco Island as a city and a government to grow up, mature, and advance a vision over the course of the last 4 elections, 2016, 18, 20, and 2022. In some ways, to me, it felt like a small version of the founding of the nation. It took a revolution in 1776, Articles of Confederation, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, presidencies of Washington and Adams, but it was 24 years later in the Revolution of 1800, led by Thomas Jefferson, that anchored the new nation. The passcode on my city phone has been 1800 since the day I was sworn in. As my service as a counselor comes to a close, I look at the back wall and see the pictures of the counselors before me. Sure, a picture on the wall is a nice touch, but I hope that the legacy and principles that have been set in place and helped shape our city in its adolescence will continue to reverberate in its adulthood. My goal is to make Marco Island from the best place to be the best place to live, work, and play, and that it was going to be that now and into the future for Marco's next generation. I've never been much concerned about today for the sake of itself, but concerned about today as an opportunity to set the table for tomorrow. The policies of today are important, but the policies of today that impact tomorrow are where my primary focus has always been. Marco Island cannot go backwards, only forwards. The foundation is set, the walls are up, the roof is strong, but now it's time to fill the inside and make it the best home you possibly can. Learn the art of knowing when the angry voices in the room are just that, or when they actually represent the majority and the will of Marco Island citizens that are in line with the principles of limited government and respect for individual rights. There is a difference. Marco Island has to move forward. Marco Island isn't the Marco Island of next door. Cold, angry, provincial, good old boy, conspiratorial, boorish, forever needing to feel slighted about something, anything, as part of an identity. The reality is Marco Island is the Marco Island of Tommy Barfield Elementary, Marco Island Charter Middle School, Marco Island Academy, Optimist Club Sports, Marco Patriots, Senior Lunches, Our Daily Bread, Meals of Hope, Rotary, Chamber of Commerce, Kiwanis, Christmas Island Style, the Police and Fire Foundations, the concerts and events that draw thousands and thousands of our citizens, and everyone from the volunteers to the leaders of these groups, and so many more. The Marco Island post-Hurricane Irma, where the best of us worked together and ignored the rest. The happy and content to live in paradise, the joyful and the thankful, the ones who see the positives and appreciate it, the ones who value the handshakes, pats on the back, hard work, and simple day-to-day living of those who live here, raise families here, run businesses here, work here, learn here, grow here, smile here, and have fun here. There's so much more to say, so many things I wanted to mention that I simply cannot fit into these remarks. So many people who made a difference that went unmentioned unintentionally, I will always remember, and so will the good citizens of Marco Island. My pledges to the citizens in the city have all been fulfilled. I've given it up my all from day one. I've loved every moment of it, and I'd do it all again if I could. I would not change a thing. The city and the citizens have always been on my mind for 8 years straight. I've been at just about every event on the island for over 8 years, supporting all of us every time. My service to city didn't start with my election to city council, nor will it end now that my terms are up. I will see you all on the beach, at our city and our civic events, at our committee meetings, in these council meetings, and beyond. Thank you, Marco Island. Never goodbye, simply farewell. Thank you.